So here's a quick channel update. Made some changes to the game room. I wall mounted the television. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have already seen that. Also mounted the soundbar under the TV. The original reason for that was to free up some space here to add some more consoles and stuff. However, didn't realize that the clearance was practically not existent there. And I realized that if I do put consoles up here, it's going to be blocking the speakers, although not badly, because the actual speakers are here and there. So I do have some room here where I can put a couple of consoles here. We'll see. I may relocate the soundbar to the top of the television. However, this was such a pain in the butt to install. This mount is just horrible. I'm not going to even recommend it to anyone. I also added an extra floating shelf and took the original one and offset it a bit just to give it a little bit extra styling, things like that. And one of the reasons that I wanted to make space for consoles up here is because I'm running out of room, obviously, and I saw some projects I have to finish up. I'm also starting to run out of room on some of these shelves here. Obviously, I can still stack a few more games on top here, and maybe squeeze them in between here. These obviously typically go on the coffee table, but I wanted to free up some space because I'm going to be doing some projects here in the near future. The Super Nintendo shelf, a little bit less space to add to. And yes, I do have some games I want to add to the collection still. Same thing with everything over here. And speaking of the collection, I think in terms of pickups videos, other than what we're going to see after this update here, they're probably going to slow down a little bit just because of the fact that the things that I'm still looking for have either crept up in price or have been pricey to begin with, and I don't want to spend that kind of money right now. I can afford it, I just would rather spend that money elsewhere, both for the channel, my collection, and my own personal life. So I may slow them down a little bit, maybe instead of every month, maybe do bi-monthly and just combine them. Of course, if I find something unique, maybe a complete boxed system or something like that, then I'll do a special unboxing video similar to what I did with the PlayStation up there. In fact, I've got one that's probably going to be coming up, I don't know, in a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. We'll see when I want to release it. So that's it, basically. I do have other projects going on, still several retro computers I'd have to work out, as well as the Xbox 360E that I still have to refurb, and a bunch of accessories, things like that I picked up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, nothing major, but I decided to give you guys an update if I did anything significant in the game room. And well, again, and yeah, I know you can see some of the cables sticking out there, but when you're actually sitting down, they're not really that visible, especially when the lights are off. Fortunately, that white cord there, that's part of the power strip, and I unfortunately, when I installed the outlet, I installed it upside down, so I need to flip that around so that that points downward instead. The other cables that are there, I tried to hide them in some of the raceway there, but they would not fit properly, and well, whatever. Doesn't bother me. Again, when that light strip is off, I don't even notice it. So all right, enough yammering. I'm going to go ahead and move on to July pickups. Hey everyone, it is time for July pickups. This year's halfway gone, so, well, at the time of the recording, by the time you see this, it'll be more than halfway. But I've got quite a few things to show off, so let's get started. First is a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Famicom. You've probably already seen it because I'm pretty sure I showed off part 2 to my Famicom repair and refurb and mod video. But if you haven't, I picked this up for it, and it does work. So, same pickup, copy of Wizards and Warriors, which is the first in a 3-game series. You had Wizards and Warriors, you had Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2, and then there was Wizards and Warriors 3. Also picked up a copy of Shadowgate for the NES. I did own it as a kid. I did not own this one. I did rent it, though. I'm still looking for 3. We'll see. Also got this Master System power supply, but I got it for the Famicom because it's 9-volt center negative DC, which is what the Famicom requires. Right now I'm currently using the Genesis Model 1 adapter, which would have been enough, but I figured I should get its own adapter You can't use a Famicom one here in North America because the power grid here in North America is 110, 120 volt, whereas in Japan it's 100 volt. So you run the risk of actually burning out your adapter. You can get a step-down converter for it, but why? You can just use one of these or another 9-volt adapter. And then last but not least is this Retrobit Prism, which is an HDMI adapter for the GameCube using the digital AV port that the first releases of the GameCube had. So this will let you hook it up to your modern television. I don't know if this does any sort of line doubling or anything like that, but it does have some neat effects and features and stuff like that. And I'd be really excited to test it out one day. I'll probably do a review of this at some point in the future. Runs about $80 wherever you buy it. I bought it at a local game store because I'd rather them have the money than someone like Amazon or eBay or whatever. So, but that is it for this particular batch. Let's move on to the next item. And the next three things I've got are a copy of King of the Ring for the Game Boy, another LJN classic, as well as I was able to get a working copy of Zelda DX, and I tested it before I picked it up, so to make up for last month. If you recall, I did actually pick this game up back in June, but unfortunately I couldn't get it to work. It would go to a black screen after the Game Boy Nintendo logo. To try cleaning it and everything, just couldn't get it to work, so I decided to just return it, get my money back, and, keep looking. Well, fortunately, I got lucky, and I did find a copy of it, and it does work. Tested it multiple times. I even see that the battery is working. There are some saves on here, so yeah, I'm excited. It's part of my collection now, and cross it off my list, so. And then, of course, I have Excite Bike. Interesting story about this copy of Excite Bike. When I went to test Shadowgate, it didn't work. I'm not sure why it didn't work until I realized that the card connector itself was recessed in a lot further than it should be. So I opened it up, and it looked like the tabs inside holding the PCB were broken. Not sure how that got past the store, but it did. They gave me store credit, so I picked this up instead. And then at the same place I got these games, I picked up Shadowgate. So this one again does work. So that's that. Let's see if I've got anything else. And the last pickup for July, and I know it's the last one because it's the last day of the month, is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Now, I did not intend to get this game when it first came out, or at all, because I was never really a huge fan of these types of hack and slash games. But I did see enough of the story on YouTube through various channels that I said, you know what? I'll pick it up just for the story itself. I'll try to trudge through it and see if I can't, get it through enough of the game to get all the story out of it. I know there's DLC available for it, so we'll see if it's any good or not there. That's a little bit better exposure. So yeah, if you guys have played any of the Warriors games, you know exactly what this is. You just run around and slash enemies, and it is complete. There's the interior box art and the game. So that's it basically for this month. Not a whole lot, not a huge pickup. But what did you guys think? Any suggestions that I should look at, in the future? Did you like these pickups? Did you not like them? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks all. I'll catch you later.